Hi, I'm Dan from Bowers Group. Today we're taking a look at the brand new Moore & Wright Premium Line height gauge. This 406mm capacity height gauge is Swiss made in its entirety and has been designed for the most challenging workshop environments. Let's take a look at how we set the gauge up and how we operate it. So let's look at the basic setup and standard operations of this gauge. First of all, when I turn the gauge on using the on button, it's going to ask me to reference. So if I bring the stylus past its reference point and then bring it back up, you'll hear a beep and it's happy that we've referenced the gauge. It's now asking and flashing for me to put my stylus in between the calibration artifacts and calibrate the stylus. Before I do that, let me just go on and explain each of these buttons. So button 0 is to zero this position of the stylus. This is my preset button. The blue button here is the switches between heights and diameters. Buttons number 1 and 2, you can program to whatever you would like, so they're short key presses. Number 3 is your delta function, so it gives you the difference between your previously measured points and where the stylus is currently. Number 4 switches between metric and imperial. Number 5 is your minimum and maximum function. Number 6 is your centerline callout. This is the print function, and we can hook up a printer with the gauge so that it prints out the readings. Number 7 is my reference key, and I can have up to 9 different references. Number 8 is the resolution, so I can decide what the resolution is on the screen. And number 9 is my calibration button, but I'll show you that now. So to calibrate the stylus, bring the stylus in between the artifact. It doesn't matter whether you measure the top first and then the bottom or the other way around. Today I'm going to measure the bottom first. Apply the force using the hand wheel. Bring the stylus up. And then do that one more time. And you should hear a double beep this time to know that we've successfully calibrated the stylus. So I'm in reference 1 and I'm measuring in metric at the moment. If I switch that, and then now I'm measuring in inches. If I bring the stylus to the base, I'm going to set that as my reference number 1. So now everything that I measure is going to be with the granite base as my reference. So to measure simple heights, I just bring the stylus onto the job, apply the force, wait to hear the beep, and the readout is there. You'll notice that it's a dual display, so we've got 2 lines. The top one is my current position, and then if I go ahead and take a second measurement, you'll see that the second line is still fixed with my previously measured point. If I measure the second point, then I can see that this point is 2.8 from the base to the stylus, and the previously measured, this 1.8 is my gap between the previously measured point and the current position of the stylus. So to switch from heights to diameters, just push the blue button on the bottom right, and now the gauge is going to be looking for a diameter. So if I take the stylus and put it somewhere near the bottom of my diameter or somewhere near the top, it doesn't matter, either way is fine. Apply the force and wait for the gauge to beep. Drag the stylus through the part and then lift it to the top. And the gauge is making really clever decisions to decide the minimum and maximum point and then to calculate the diameter. So sweep it across the top, hear the double beep, and then you can see that there's the 81 is my diameter and 73 is the position from the center line of the diameter to the base. So to measure a minimum or a maximum feature, if I hit key number 5, then firstly it's going to be looking for a minimum. So if I pick up on this feature here, apply a force, and then just let the stylus drag over the part, and it's just gonna, the bottom line is gonna be blocking out when it gets to the low point, and the top line is staying as my live reading.